Why do men like bar girls? This is the topic of today's video because it's more fun in the Philippines, isn't it? Apparently. But first I want to talk about a little bit why I'm doing these videos at all. I see it actually, as a documentation of my own experiences, which I want to share with you, with other people, with other expats who have visited the Philippines or who are currently living in the Philippines. And because I am all for evolving and maturing and transparency, and I'm not shy to share my own experiences, because I want to learn. And I also believe that my videos can provide a certain value also to other viewers. So, and it is also kind of a, how to say, I wouldn't say a therapeutic, or I don't know how you call this in English, a process, but you or I can, kind of digest certain experiences better while talking about here on video. But anyway, why do men like bar girls? Yeah, this is a very interesting topic. It's actually fascinating, and I have to ask myself this question. So I posed this question to myself because I was hopping around the bars for many years in the Philippines, but also in Thailand. So this topic does not only apply to the Philippines or to Filipinos, but also certainly to Thailand and other Southeast Asian countries. And I believe, long story short, that actually there is a certain category of men who prefer, or let's say use, bar girls, or they use the bars, that sort of entertainment, because there's actually a much deeper cause, more fundamental issue with these men. And I will try to explain this in this video, and I want to get to the ground to this, because I put I thought about it a lot, and I wanted to know what are the dynamics. Certainly, yes, there are men who are just going to the bars or checking out bar girls because for the pure entertainment, for a certain entertainment factor, like they would say, okay, what we're gonna do on the weekend, I'm meeting with my buddies, and then I go to a bar and then hit on some bar girls, just for fun, have a good time, I don't know, have some drinks, and maybe later have some sex, I don't know. And then the next day or the next Monday morning they go to work, they have their job, and that's it. So it's like, I don't know, going to a casino and spending a couple of $100, gamble it away, and then it's all good, and then it's like going for dinner, spending $50 on a nice dinner with your buddies or with a date, and then it's all good, You're not gambling every day, you're not going for dinner to expensive restaurants every single day. If that would be the case, you certainly would have a problem. So I'm not talking about this category of men, who basically can really handle this in a mature manner. I'm talking about the men who are really kind of seems addicted to bar girls, to the entire bar girl scene and the environment and the whole string of consequences which is surrounding this. And I want to throw in a few keywords here, illusion, fantasy, neediness, and phenomena, which I think it is. What you basically, this category of men, what I think are mostly frequenting the bars and are stuck with these bar girls, are actually people or men who actually are looking for something. And what you actually do is you buy approval, and you are buying validation, and you're buying care and attention. This is actually what I think is the root motivation. Yeah, this is really what's going on with a certain category of men. And here the most important thing is to ask why that is. I think most of the men are not really aware of what's really going on within themselves and why they behave the way they behave. And not only that, you know, you go to a bar once in a while and pick up a girl, that's all fine. But we all know of these horror stories, you know, where men just, they are not even able to approach normal girls, you know, like who work in the malls or walking down the streets. They are just go to these establishments in, let's say, Angeles City, and trying to buy something they really need, and they're stuck with these girls, and it seems there's no way out, and later moving them in, getting scammed and betrayed. And why do these men are doing it? I don't think they want to be scammed, you know. I don't think they want to get scammed. I don't think they want to get betrayed or abused or financially ruined. I don't think so. So it must be an unconscious, subconscious root cause here at play. Yeah, again, so I speak out of experience because I was one of these men in my younger years when I started to come to Asia, and I got involved with the bar scene here in Asia. I will do another video about my first experience. I just want to talk in general today about why men like bar girls. So why did I like the bar girls? Very simple, because when I'm really honest, I bought validation and approval. That was the reason, and it was also a quick fix, you know. And especially when you are coming from a Western country like Europe or the United States or Australia, the dating scene over there is a completely different thing. And I mentioned already a few times in my previous videos that I actually did my first Asian dating experience in Hong Kong, yeah, in Wan Chai, in the famous district. And this is where I met my first bar girls. I was not aware about the concept. Yeah, I did not know this concept. It's not existing in Germany, for example, or in Europe in that kind of fashion. And so that was something completely new. I will probably go more into the details in a different video. I don't have time to go into the details here, but I was really, really overwhelmed. Yeah, like some other YouTubers say, like you are a little kid in the candy store, you know, and you are really, I was really overwhelmed also, you know, being suddenly the center of attention, you know, being the center or being surrounded by dozens, literally young, cute, sexy, beautiful, let's say Filipinas for that matter, who also work in Hong Kong. Yeah, there are a lot of Filipinas working in Hong Kong. You have the maids working in Hong Kong, but you also have a lot of Filipinas just traveling to Hong Kong for 2 weeks and to make a quick buck. They work as freelancers in these bars. So I was overwhelmed, and I felt like a rock star. You know, your ego is blowing up. I was feeling like I'm the king, you know, and I had a cash at the time also, and things were like playing out very well for me. And of course, in hindsight, you know, like, you know, 17 years later, I look at it completely differently. But can I blame myself for just getting into this trap at the time in 2006 when I first came to Hong Kong? I don't know if it is appropriate to use the word blame. I just was inexperienced, you know, like we are in so many different areas of our life, you know. I was just experienced, but I believe that if my personality or my psychology would have been differently structured, I would not have gotten so much deep into this whole bar girl thing in Hong Kong, and I got in really deep trouble financially, but also health-wise, and later it affected also my job. I will share the story in a different video, so to really, I will be transparent about this, you know. I just want to let you know that I speak out of experience. And certainly at the time, I was 28 when I came to Hong Kong, and guys who worked in Hong Kong, who lived in Hong Kong for a while or for many years, they know what I'm talking about, because more or less every expat who reaches Hong Kong at one point in their lives will confirm that it is just mind-blowing what's going on over there. Besides other factors, you know, a lot of money, lifestyle, anything. And then of course the dating scene and the girls available there, you know, it's really a rock star life. So I was 28. I had relationships before with a Western woman, but I could not describe myself as someone with, I was not a relationship expert for that matter, you know. And then I was thrown suddenly into this big Disneyland, let's call it Disneyland East, and you know, of course, you know, I kind of lost it, and I was not able to like integrate this whole experience properly. I think that's the best way to express it. And it took me, actually it sucked me down, and I was like, you know, going down. And because I was immature, and I was really not also knowing myself, and I certainly lacked self-esteem at the time, which is one very important factor. And also I lacked confidence in general, and for sure also self-respect. This is, I think, also one reason. And now it's nobody wants to hear that, you know. But when you are engaged with these bar girls or this certain category of women, at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself these tough questions. You know, you have to look actually deep inside yourself what it is which causes you to go to these establishments, because you're looking for something, you are needing something, or in other words, you are needy. You experience a lack, a strong lack, which I believe, again, not all men who are, let's say, enjoying bar girls or the bars or the bar girl scene are lacking something. There are also different categories of men, but you know, we all know about this category of men, and who is huge, you know, and you can see them when you walk around. Also in Thailand, you know, you go to Phuket, you see certain people hanging around already 3 p.m. in the bar, getting loaded, you know, and spending time with these ladies, you know. I'm wondering, they are like 50, 55 years old. I'm wondering what they're doing the whole day or in their life, you know. So I don't want to judge these men, but I'm just asking serious questions. So, and it seems that many men, and I was certainly not aware of my core issues. That's what I want to say here. I had core issues at the time, rooted deeply inside. Why these core issues were prevalent is a different story. You know, it has to do a lot with psychology, and actually you probably have to do some psychoanalysis to really get to the bottom of things. But at the end of the day, most of the men are not aware of this suffering they're going through, and that's why it's like a program for them, and they don't know any way out, and that's why they behave the same way all over again. They repeat. It's like they're stuck in a trap, you know. They repeat their behavior. The need is just too strong, their neediness is just too strong, and they're deluding themselves basically without knowing it, you know, because at the end of the day, it's again what I said in the beginning, it's just a big illusion, a fantasy, you know. I also was thinking of, yeah, like, I don't know, getting involved with these girls relationship-wise, you know, becoming their boyfriends. And I was, you know, when I look back today in hindsight, 17 years back, you know, it seems really crazy. But this is what I also said, you know, it's part of the learning curve. You're maturing, you get more wise, hopefully more intelligent, you learn from your mistakes. But at the time, I couldn't see any of that, you know, I just was so overwhelmed. And these girls, they met my need at the time, and I had a strong need. And they were kind of able to meet that need, but actually it sounds more like an addiction, right? I was addicted to bar girls, you can say, because they gave me what I needed, you know? They gave me the fix, the emotional fix I needed. They gave me the validation I was looking for, I was missing and lacking. They gave me in some way the approval, you know, and they gave me the attention, they also gave me the affection, you know. And I think we all men and women, they need love, care, attention, affection, validation and approval. We all need that. This is our psychological food. We need that for our emotional survival and stability. But certain men and women, they need it more, on a much higher level, because they are lacking it in some way. So I also think this is a strong dynamic which is here at play, and why this whole concept, bar girl and these older gentlemen, why this concept is working very well. I mean, I don't know how many millions or even billions of dollars are being transacted over a period of 1 year, only alone in the Philippines. You know, I don't want to know, I don't know, maybe some of you guys know what is the revenue in Angeles City over a period of a year, but a lot of money is being made with these, you know, psychological shortcomings, if you want to call it that way. Another point, I think, what I also noticed with myself, why so many men kind of enjoy this bar girl thing, is that they are really actually deluded, you know, because I was thinking in the beginning that these poor Filipinos, let's say, these young 18, 19, 20-year-old Filipinos who come from the province to work, let's say in Angeles City, or they come to work in Hong Kong as a single mom. And I thought, you know, and also the way they portrayed themselves also certainly played a big role, because they know how to sell themselves, and they are smart girls and smart women. You know, Filipinos are very, very, I kiddingly always or frequently say to my buddies, you know, Filipinas are the greatest sales ladies in the world. If you really want to sell something, any product, you hire a Filipina. She will teach you how to sell properly, you know. They are great sales people, you know. And we all know what great sales people, what kind of attributes they possess, right? They can lie without becoming red in their face and all these kind of things, you know. For example, so great salespeople have to have the ability to lie. Great salespeople have to have the ability to tell great stories. You know, great salespeople have to have the ability to deceive. You know, so I don't want to say that Filipinos are all liars and cheaters and storytellers. I'm saying all salespeople, all great salespeople are, and some of the Filipinos are great salespeople. So you will find also great salespeople in the United States or in Japan or in Germany. And when I look at Donald Trump, he is one of the greatest salesmen in the world, you know, because of certain attributes, right? Just for example. But though they will tell you their story to you, and you know, it appeals to us men because we are by nature problem fixers, you know. And then I also saw myself in the position of the knight shining armor who is now coming along and is saving this poor little Filipina which just arrived from the province with no money in their pocket, but with 2 little children back home in the Philippines. And now I'm doing something good, you know, by buying her a drink or by taking her home and then, you know, paying for sex. Again, illusion, fantasy, you know. I'm wondering what kind of story did I tell myself at the time and what kind of fantasy land I was living in, you know, to get my needs met and to self-rationalize also my unconscious needs, you know. Because we all do that, not only with sex or with money. We always backwards rationalize our behavior. You know, we think we are so smart and in control, but actually it's all bullshit most of the time, right? So, yeah, these men, including me, I was thinking like I'm the savior. You know, I'm doing something good. You know, so you know. I thought these girls were so innocent, you know, they are not real prostitutes, you know, they have no other way of earning money, so they have to do it. And I knew they're not being forced by some pimps or by some triad gangs or some. So they're here on their so-called free will, but so this is how I kind of told myself the story, how I rationalized it for myself, and I felt good about it, you know, because, you know, I was the guy with the cash and I had these girls, you know, and then they were so friendly to me and then they said, I love you after 5 days, you know, I was in heaven, you know, so different dynamics and this whole kind of feeling of being overwhelmed with this whole experience, you know, suddenly you are so admired and hunted, you know, and you really feel like a rock star, you know. But of course, we all know that most of the bar girls, yeah, they might be poor, but they have their own agenda and their own motivation why they do it. And I know one Filipina who told me that her cousin works in Angeles City. This girl is also very young, it's like, I don't know, 21 or 22 years old, but she is working there and she is happy. So at least this is what I've been told. So I think most of the girls, for example, in the bars in Thailand, in the Philippines, they know what they're doing and they agree to that and it's their intention and they are fine with it, you know. It's just their way of life and their way of making money. And there's no need for us to come along and save them. You know, this is a story we tell ourselves. And these girls also, they play into this story, definitely. They are partly responsible that we are starting to tell ourselves these stories. You know, it's actually a very, very cunning and smart game which is being played partly also unconsciously on both sides, right? Yeah, and then also another power dynamic, because if let's say if you lack self-esteem or self-respect, or let's say self-esteem and self-confidence, if you start to deal with a so-called very poor girl from the province which has no money and is suffering, then of course it makes you feel better and stronger because, oh, finally you found someone who is suffering more than you in some way. She might be a confident person, but at least she has no money, right? And you are the guy with the money, so it makes you feel better. I think this is also one aspect which plays into it. You know, these are all these tricky, subconscious, unconscious, subliminal, psychological dynamics which are really at play here. Why certain men, including me, behave that way, or for my matter, behaved in the way I behave. And the only way to really fix this is, I think, really to self-analyze and be brutally honest with yourself. Yeah? I stopped going to the bars many, many years ago. I'm over that kind of entertainment thing, and I'm not looking for validation and approval in the bars anymore. But I'm still aware of my so-called shortcomings as well, and at the end of the day I have to deal with it, and I have to be careful that something like this is not happening in the future again, because not only bar girls will figure out how you tick And not only bar girls know what you as a man need and are looking for, you know, and also other women, not only Filipinas, every woman for that matter, knows that somehow intuitively and unconsciously. Women are very, very smart people. Yeah, this is nothing new, what I'm telling you here. So that's the message for today. I know it's a big topic. It's maybe also controversial in some way and manner, because some men don't want to hear what I just said 100%. And I might get some backlash here and some nasty comments, but you know, I'm fine with that. This is open for discussion, and it is a controversial topic. Yes, it is bloody controversial, because at the end of the day, it's all about you and your shortcomings. And this is also what I want to say. It's not about the woman. It's not about the Filipina. It's not about the Thai girl, how bad they are, how badly they're scamming around and this and that and cheating and lying and blah, blah, blah. I mean, what do we expect from a girl who is working that kind of a profession, you know, without, let's say, judging her? But you have to look inside yourself. You have to, you know, hang up the mirror and look inside the mirror. It has all to over 80 or 90% to do with you. You are flawed, you have shortcomings, and you have to dig them up. You have to start working with yourself and on yourself if you at the end of the day want to enjoy a better life. You know, this is what it's all about. More peace of mind and a better life and feeling great and not suffering anymore. And then I think if you are able to kind of dig deep inside and start to manage and to work with your shortcomings, which we, by the way, all have. If you don't have shortcomings in that area, then you have shortcomings in other aspects of your life. You know, maybe you are a very self-confident man, and maybe you know how to deal with women and this and that, but maybe you're struggling financially. So most of financial struggles are also rooted in psychological shortcomings. You have to really look deep inside yourself. And if you are able to somehow fix certain aspects of your personality and psychology, then automatically you will attract other people into your life, but also you will be attracted to other people. This is my experience, you know. And again, I am a construction site. I see myself as a construction site. I think this is a valid and very realistic view of myself, and I have no problems with that. So the journey continues, and this is what I wanted to share with you today. Looking forward to your comments and and to your stories, what you have to say, of course. And I'm gonna be back with a new video next week. Take care. Bye bye.